All right, welcome to TRX and Pilates. If you would, these straps, when they're hanging from their point, the handles will be at mid-thigh. So if you've got a door anchor, this is what they might look like. If they're hanging from a ceiling mount, that might be just shortened regular. So we are gonna start today with our elbows bent, palms are facing in, and I'm just gonna find a comfortable position with my feet, like my favorite squat stance. So I've got a little bit of a turnout, a little bit wider than shoulder width distance, and then just take a moment here to just find your long line, to allow the shoulders to relax, the neck to relax, and then from here, I want you to squat down and then stand it up. So take these first few squats slow and kind of stretchy, right? When you're down here, maybe you kind of shift the weight around, shift the hips around, and then come back up. And just start to feel that tripod connection down through your feet, but also equal weight between both legs. All right, we all have that dominant side. Feel like those shoulder blades are gliding around into your elbows as you squat down. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Hold here in your squat. Start to straighten your arms out. Go right into a forward fold. Stick that booty out behind you. Now start to row the elbows wide. You sit the hips back into your squat. You come up, you go right for that forward fold, and then you squat back down. So I'm hoping as you go for the forward fold, you feel a stretch in the back body, and then you squat down, back again. Let's do 3. Make sure those arms are connected to the back as the arms go straight. And 2. And last one. Go back down into that squat and stand it all the way up. Now keep your feet where they're at. Straighten the arms out in front of you. Take a big expansive breath. And then on your exhale, nod your chin. Roll yourself out. Pass through that long line and maybe find a little extension. Let the knees bend where it feels natural. And then roll yourself all the way up, up, up. Let's do that again. Make this feel good. And then articulate, standing all the way up, getting taller, taller, taller. Let's do that one more time. And then when you're down here this time, maybe you straighten one leg as one knee bends, and then vice versa. And then maybe even you kind of wag your tail a little bit, let the arms sway. Okay, now go ahead and just find center, press down through those arms, curl the hips under, and then roll yourself all the way up. So now I want you to take your hands into the cradles, and then let's go legs zipped up together. So with straight arms to start, just circle the arms around and up, and then hold here. You might not be able to see my hands, but I'm trying to get into this like perfect line from fingertips to my feet, and then circle the arms down. So if you can't get those straps taut and the hands overhead, right, just move forward, move back, and then circle the arms down again. And then when my hands are going overhead, it's the back of my hands pressing into the strap, so my palms are facing forward, and then my hands just kind of naturally rotate down, palms facing down. Now I'm hoping that you'll start to feel this connection to your upper back, and that's hopefully that's going to come from keeping the straps taut. Legs are zipped up. You're trying to keep the base of those ribs into your back. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Now arms come back down in front of you. I want you to lift your heels up high and just pause here. Lower the heels back down. We lift the heels up and then back down. The arms are just constantly doing this chest expansion. And those upper thigh bones, inner ankle bones are all hugging together. We have 3 and 2 and 1. Now hold with heels lifted. I want you to lower your right heel down as your left knee bends. Come back up into high heels, left heel down, right heel lifts. Start to prance or run, keeping those kneecaps pointing forward and energy into the arms. Now, we're gonna add on, you're gonna keep this prance as the arms circle around and up, and then they circle down, around and front. Now, you can take this as fast or as slow as you want, but just like we do on the reformer, the pelvis is staying stable, and you're working those feet and the articulation into the ankles. I know it's a little bit like patting your head and rubbing your belly. Do what you can. Feel that pubic bone is going forward just a bit. And just check in with your neck. Make sure that it's not tensing up. We have 3 and 2 and 1. Last arm circle, finish strong. And then the arms come back down. All right, so legs are gonna stay zipped up together. I want you to lift your heels up, find balance. Circle the arms around and up to your working angle. Now it might be at a Y or maybe out to the sides, that's fine. But keep tension into the straps. You're gonna squat down like you're sliding down that pedipole and then stand it back up. Inhale as you go down and then exhale up. Remember, your arms are connected to your back, so that reach and the press back is coming from the center of your upper back, not from your neck. We have 3. How those arms doing? And 2. And the last one here. Stand it all the way up, lower the heels, circle the arms down, walk those feet apart, and go for that forward fold here. So when you're here, you can let the head fall, just kind of sway things from side to side, and then go ahead and just find center and then roll yourself all the way up. Let's now take that wide second position or a sumo squat. So externally rotated, heels are in line with one another. Hands go back to the handles. And then from here, I just want you to squat down and then stand it up. All right. You just squat down, that tailbone reaches down to the floor and then back up. Think of those knees reaching wide and back, but keeping all 10 toes and the balls of the feet down. Now, if having the hands in the handles doesn't feel nice, take your hands into the straps. Sometimes it feels a little too high, and some people like the straps better. So let's do 2. And last one, I lie. Let's come down one more time here. Now, I only want you to sweep the left arm around and up to the ceiling and then bring it down. Right arm goes around and up and then down. You're keeping everything square. So we just did these arm circles. Now we're just doing half of the circle. Spine is still long. Neck is still relaxed. Now, as you sweep your left arm up, I want you to raise your right heel. Left arm comes down, right heel lowers down. Right arm sweeps up, left heel lifts, and then down. Continue to alternate. Geez, I'm a little out of breath today. Keep going. Maybe you could squat down a little bit lower. Whew. Let's do 3. Lift that heel up super high. 2. And last one, arms come forward. Go right into that forward fold. Heels go down. And now when you're here, find parallel with the feet now. I want you to squat over to the right side. So bend into the right knee and then go over to the other side. So I'm hoping you're getting some type of inner thigh stretch as you go from side to side. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Now come to center and then just roll yourself all the way up. All right. Handles back into, or the handles back into the hands. Elbows are bent narrow. Walk your feet in, legs are zipped up together. So you're leaning back and you're holding this plank position with your spine. Feel the elbows reach down towards your hips first. That is not going to change. Let the arms go straight and then drag the elbows down and back. I think of this row as just a bent elbow chest expansion. And I want you to wrap those pinkies around, even your ring fingers too. That's gonna help connect you to that side body. And remember, the legs are strong, just like when you're holding a plank. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Now let the arms go straight. Now when we row ourselves up, it's gonna be more at like a mid row or 45-degree angle. Arms go straight. Now we alternate. So it's a low row and then a mid row. Work that opening across your chest each time you come up. Strong grip. And then strong upper thigh bones. We've got 5 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now let the arms go straight. Separate your feet. Maybe they're at shoulder width distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. Arms stay straight. We squat down and then stand it up. We squat down and then stand it up. So typically here, grip goes out first, faster than anything. So hold on. Neck is still long. As you come up, think of just giving that pelvis a gentle drive forward and then back down. We've got 2 and 1. Now hold here at the top. Straighten the arms up at this I or Y position. And then slowly lower the arms down, and then you're gonna squat down. Now we gotta put it all together. So stand up, arms go shoot up to the sky. Arms lower down with control, and you squat down. Push the arms up and back, and then squat down. Up and back, and squat down. So this is more about the upper body than lower body. So feel that your lower body is assisting the upper body right now. Lots of uppers and lowers. Strong grip. Punch those fists up and away. Let's do 3 and 2. Last one. And all the way up. Woo. Okie dokie. I'm hoping you felt some things in the upper back. So turn around, face away from your anchor point. Handles are in the hands. So I'm gonna start pretty close back because I have the door anchor. So my arms are straight out in front of me, hands higher than your shoulders. Legs are zipped up here. Just step your right foot out in front of you and lunge down and drive your chest forward and then press yourself back up. Left foot out and then forward or back. So when you're doing this lunge, I really want you to find a chest opening. The back leg, you pick. Either be bent or straight. Some days we need one or the other. Let's do 2. And last one. All right, now everybody step your left foot out. You're gonna lunge down. Side bend up and over to the left. Feel that long line down your right side. And then come back to center. Press yourself back up. Right foot comes out. Side bend up and over to the right. And then back to center. One more time each side. We're gonna add the twist. So side bend up and over to the left. As your arms sweep around, you reach back, and then come back to center. Press yourself back up. Right foot out, side bend up and over. Reach those arms around like they could touch that back foot. And then back to center, press yourself up. All right, now we're gonna lengthen the straps to where the handles are just below your kneecap. Let's do that. We can always readjust later. So double check that that equalizer ring is still equal. Handle back in each hand. Legs are zipped up. So now hands are in line with your shoulders. We'll start there. Legs are zipped up. Find that strong punch out through your fist and feel your sternum drop back. From here, none of that changes. Just lift the heels up and then lower the heels down. Heels lift and down. Now you know the closer your feet are to the wall behind you, the anchor point, the harder this is going to be. So let's do 2. And last one, hold the heels lifted if you can. Arms stay straight, your body stays in this strong plank position. Slide the arms away and then pull the arms back in. Inhale the arms away and then exhale, pull the arms back in. So imagine you were on the reformer right now. Find that slight pull apart of the bar. And you're still working that space in between the shoulder blades, meaning you're still trying to create space there. Let's do 2. And last one, pull the arms down back in front of you. Make sure the straps aren't rubbing your arms. You're gonna bend the elbows wide, puff up that chest, and then press yourself back up. Inhale as you go forward, and then exhale, pull those ribs back as the arms punch forward. Legs, they are staying strong. Booty is coming with you. And you're trying to keep those heels lifted. I feel like my calves, they just start shaking. My ankles start shaking when I'm doing these faster than anything else. Let's do 3. And 2. And last one, puff up that chest and then back out. Just walk yourself forward, reach the arms up overhead, allow the elbows to bend if it feels good, and just sway yourself from side to side. Okay, so now let's start with our elbows bent, palms are facing away from you. Now, I am starting further away from the wall than where we just were, because this one's gonna creep up on you, okay? So palms are on the handles and facing away. Think of yourself just doing a plank right now. Heels, they're staying down to start. I want you to push into those handles and just feel some opposition. And then from here, just slide the arms up, 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 and then pull them back down. So as you're going up and down here, you have to think of, again, the sternum and the rib cage drawing back and the elbows and the palms reaching away. I don't know if it's because my triceps are still a little sore from the other day, but they are already firing up here. So let's do 3 and 2. Keep pushing those handles away. Last one here, bring the arms back down. Now take the hands into the cradles, all right? So let's start with the legs zipped up together. Let's do that. And you're gonna now walk the feet back a little bit more, okay? So from here, lift the heels up. You're gonna bend into the knees, sit the hips back, elbows stay bent. Now pause here, push into those straps, round your spine, curl the tailbone under, look down at your thighs. And then from tail to crown, kind of roll yourself back out to that flat back, and then straighten the legs and reach the arms away. Bend the elbows back in, you bend the knees, you round into your spine, pull those ribs back, and then articulate from tail to crown, straighten the legs, then you straighten the arms. Bend the elbows back in, you squat down, heels stay hugging together if you can, round that spine, curl that tailbone under, stack your spine back out, straighten the arms, or straighten the legs and straighten the arms. Last one here, squat down. Keep those elbows hugging together or towards one another. Flatten the back out, straighten the legs, straighten the arms, and just walk forward. Open the arms out wide. You can even kind of go for this forward fold here. Okay, we're gonna let go of one handle. All right, so I have the handle in my left hand so that way I can be facing you. So I'm gonna interlace my fingers here so both hands are on the handle. I'm gonna take the handle and place it just right above the center line of my body. So I'm in this kind of hug a moon or hug and shave position with my arms. My legs are zipped up. Now, have your elbows like slightly forward, right? Kind of like you're rowing. So there's space in your upper back. I'm gonna think of growing tall, but also keeping the handle right above my center line. Allow the hips to dip out and away from the wall or from the anchor point, and then pull the hips back in. Shoulder girdle stays relatively stable. Hips dip out, and then pull the hips back in. It's a tiny movement, right? Inhale, and then exhale, pull the hips back in. Neck is staying long, shoulders aren't creeping up, and then back in. You have one more. Think of that pubic bone going forward. You're moving between those two panes of glass, and then pull yourself back up. Now, outside arm just goes down by your side for now. Legs still zipped up together. If this is too much, take a staggered stance, right? No worries. So I'm gonna lean out to the side to where my arm almost goes straight. Okay, so I'm holding this plank position with my spine. From here, do a bicep curl in. Now right here, I'm very limited, so I need to walk in a little bit more. I'm at a tiny lean. I'm gonna let the arm go out and away, and then I bicep curl back in. This is gonna take some finagling as far as the lean, the feet forward or back. But the challenge on this one is, can you keep the shoulder girdle stable as you're doing this bicep curl? Your body is square or kind of perpendicular to that anchor point. And remember that pinky is wrapping around here. Now to keep that elbow high, I like to think of doing kind of an uppercut to the ceiling as I do that bicep curl. Are you feeling things yet? I'm even kind of getting like a little stretch in the front of my shoulder too. We've got two. And last one. Now let the arm go fully straight. The palm is facing forward now. From here, you're just gonna do a row from the side. So row that elbow as if it could go behind your body, and then let the arm go straight. Now, when that elbow is trying to go behind your body, again, you are staying square. So I have to think of this left shoulder almost reaching forward as the left elbow goes back. Legs are strong. I only have my hand here so I can feel if I'm doing a little dip out to the side. And we're just trying to hold this plumb line. Let's do 3. And 2. And 1. All right, other side. So back to your hug a moon, or if you've done work on the tower with the roll down bar, it's your side bend. So find that shoulder girdle stability. Elbows are kind of reaching around and forward, just like you're rowing. So dip those hips away from your anchor point. and then pull them back in. Inhale the hips away and pull them back in. Hug those legs together. They might be together, but when you think about engaging those upper thigh bone muscles, hopefully you feel a little bit more stability and just strength in general. That pubic bone is going forward and the ribs are kind of pulling back. Check in with your neck. Let's do 2. And last one, pull it back in. All right, now's where we gotta finagle things. So find just that soft bend or light bend of the elbow, bicep curl back in, and then slowly release the arm away. Trying to keep everything else square and stable. And just remember, this doesn't have to be a full range. I would much rather you move just 2 inches and keep the shoulder girdles stable than be all over the place and do full range at the elbow. This is definitely my weaker side here. Remember, you're trying to scrape those knuckles across the ceiling. Let's do 3. How you doing? Hanging in there? And 2, try to keep that elbow lifted. This one is wanting to drop all over the place. And last one here. All right, now let the arm go straight. Palm is facing away. You row yourself up and then back out. Now, of course, if bring the elbow behind the shoulder or behind the back is not nice, you bring it in more towards the ribs. But you're still thinking of just this opening across the collarbones and the chest. The legs are staying zipped up together. And I'm thinking of this part below my shoulder blade on that right side engaging. It's those same muscles that we need for our extension and our swan. Let's do 3. How about that pinky wrapping around? And 2. And last one. Awesome, pull yourself up. I'm gonna turn around now again. So now my left hand is gonna go into the handle. In fact, I think we need to shorten the straps back up to that middle of the thigh. I'm realizing now that those are gonna be too long for this. So let's do both handles now, just to give you an extra support. So I'm gonna start with my hand, my left hand in line with my hip here, and I'm gonna open up my feet to where now I'm in that second position or my wide sumo squat, okay? So all I'm gonna do here is just think of that arm pulling down and into the strap or my side body. This arm can just be out to the side. Doesn't matter. The tailbone is long. All I'm gonna ask you to do is just squat down and then back up. That's it. We squat down and back up, right? If you wanna add some flair and the arm goes up and down, you're more than welcome. We will be adding on here in just a moment. So let's do 2. Just really work this arm connection here. And last one. Now, I want you to squat down. Now as you stand up, you're gonna tip over towards your anchor point. So come up, that outside leg lifts. You're just gonna find balance. So I like this elbow bent, my left elbow bent. Some people like it straight. It's up to you. And then you come back down. We stand it up, we tip over, outside leg lifts, and then you come back down. Tip over, and then back down. Remember that pubic bone is still going forward even as you tip over. Oh yeah. Let's do 3. And 2. And last one, holds here with that leg lifted. Almost lost my balance. Now from here, standing knee. I don't care if it's bent or straight, but you're gonna keep it, whatever you've chosen, right? Start to sweep that outside leg forward and then sweep it back. We sweep it forward and back. Everything else stays pretty stable, even if there's a shake. Let's do 2. And last one. Now bring that leg back in line with your body. Can you internally rotate that top leg as ever small as it feels? You're gonna lift the leg up and then lower it down. Lift it up and down. Now to get more range here, you can tip over more. You know, some days I do, some days I don't. It's just, how am I feeling? Lift it up and then lower it down. Think of that leg reaching out and across the room. Your chest is still open, so that bottom arm is working. We have 2 and 1. You come back down to that squat and we do the other side. So the closer you are to the anchor point on these, the harder it's gonna be. The further away, the easier it is. All right, do whatever you like with that outside hand. We squat down and then back up. Feel that that tailbone is going just straight down to the floor, and you're working that inside arm connection to the handles. Let's do 2 and 1. Now you're gonna stand up, tip over, find balance. Every side is different. And then you squat back down. Make sure that squat down is soft and it's a toe ball heel. So you're not just slamming down, you're trying to control the down. Lots of work in that eccentric phase. And you know, depending on your flexibility, the leg might be able to come up super high. It may not come up that high. As long as you're feeling work, you're good to go. Let's do 2. And last one, you tip over. Find the angle of that standing knee. Wherever you like, you keep it. You sweep the leg forward and you sweep it back. You sweep the leg forward and you sweep it back. Gaze is forward if you can, when you're not looking at your screen there. Neckline, chest is open. Just like your side kicks from the mat or anywhere else we do in the system. Let's do 2. And last one, my right leg is shaking. Bring it back in line with your body. Little internal rotation. You lower the leg down a little bit and then up. Down a little bit and up. Just like most things, it's not always about what's moving, it's about what's staying still. Let's do 4. Hang in there. And 3, long leg. And 2. And last one, go ahead and squat all the way down. Whew. All right, handles in your hands, hold on for dear life. Take your right ankle over your left knee and just sit the hips back. And come all the way up, stay on the same side. You squat down, 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 and then come back up. Okay, other leg, don't fall. Squat down, 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 and then back up. Okay, now we're gonna lengthen the straps back down again to where the handles are, if you have a ceiling mount, handle will be in line with your kneecap. If you have a door mount, they're gonna be in line with the middle of your shin. All right, so seated on your mat facing your anchor point, let's go hands into the handles with your hands in line with your shoulders. Now, if that means you have to go one lower, you do one lower, okay? And then if you're on your ceiling mount and your hands are below your shoulders, no worries, okay? So feet are about the width of my mat. I'm gonna press down into those handles. I'm gonna pull all 10 toes back and I'm gonna sit up super tall. Now I am feeling extra tight today, so I've gotta have a bend to my knees But if you can go straight legs, go for it. And I'm just gonna pause here. I'm gonna feel my collarbones open, my ribs start to lift up off of my hips, and I'm gonna think of stacking my spine up, taller up against this imaginary wall. Take a big expansive breath in, and then on your exhale, I want you to nod your chin and slowly peel your spine away from that imaginary wall. You're gonna round forward. Think of lifting up and over your stomach. And then pause here in this forward fold. Take another big breath into the ribs. And then as you exhale, maybe you go a little bit further. And then inhale, stack your spine from tail to crown all the way up. Now we're gonna do one to each side, but keeping the hands somewhat together. All right, so pull those hands or the handles together. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, I want you to nod your chin and reach your hands towards your right foot. They're just going that away. They don't have to touch it. And then stack your spine all the way up. Keeping the hips square. Let's do that again. You side bend up and over to the left this time. Downward energy through your heels and the back of the legs. And then stack all the way up. Now everybody take your hands into the cradles. If you feel you have the shoulder mobility for it, hands can go into the handles. So we're just gonna do our saw or our twist with a spine stretch. So start by sitting up tall, pelvis is stable. Go ahead and just round yourself forward and then sweep your left arm around and back behind you as your right hand reaches for that left foot. Push down into the handles to lengthen your waist and lift the ribs. From here, arm sweeps back around, you stack your spine up tall. Let's do that again, you round forward. Right arm sweeps around, so really push into that right arm or right strap to kind of propel yourself forward and then stack it back up. All right, again, feel that. Left shoulder pull away from your ear and then back to center. So I love that the straps, right, they don't move, so you can really push into them to get deeper into this stretch and then back to center. All right, so now grab back onto the handles again and then walk your hips a little bit more forward. So just see where I'm at. My elbows are kind of at my sides, but in front of my ribs. So please feel free to readjust. I'm gonna walk my feet in. My knees, my heels are really pulling into my center, and I'm pulling with my arms because otherwise I would fall back right now, right? So I'm gonna lean back a little bit and then just float the toes up off of the mat and then hold. How light can you get in your grip right now? And now pull the knees and the heels in closer to you as you rock back just a little bit. And then rock yourself back up. Rock back, curl those hips under. You are rounded into your back. And then pull yourself up. Now the first few, please feel free to use those arms. But as you get a feel for this, maybe you could loosen up the grip a little bit. Maybe it's just 2 fingers on and back up. It should feel like your chest is trying to go up and over your knees. And your pubic bone is just pouring up and over itself. Let's do 2. It's you're rolling like a ball. And last one. Now I want you to go back to where the arms are straight. Now my low back is just barely into the mat, right? And my shoulder blades are definitely not on the mat. So holding here, find a soft bend to the elbows, pull the left knee in closer to your chest, straighten your right leg out and away. And switch. And switch. So hopefully being up at this angle, like way higher than your chest lift, there's no strain in your neck. It's just all stomach. For 3 and 2, pull that knee in. Last one here. Both knees into your chest. Now, as you roll up, open the arms out, legs shoot out long in front of you, and then bend the knees in, you roll back. Tuck those hips under, 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 under. You come up, Legs shoot out long. Pull the knees in, and then back out. Neck is still long. Pull those knees in. Try to get that low back into the mat first, and then back out. Now, pull the knees in. Go back to that chest lift, whatever you want to call it today. Soft bend to the elbows. Right leg shoots up to the sky. Left leg shoots out long. We're going to scissor switch. Drag the toes across the room. Pelvis, belly, everything stays stable. For 3 and 2 and 1. Bring the knees in. Roll yourself up. And just stretch forward. All right, so little swan action here. Let's come onto your stomach with your hands into the cradles. Again, if you've got the shoulder mobility for it, hands can go into the handles. So make sure you're not punching your door if you have that door anchor. And let's just bring your forehead into the mat. So from here, just shrug your shoulders into the ears and then pull your shoulders back down. Shrug the shoulders into the ears and then back down. So as you do this, focus on those stuck or sticky spots and try to iron them out. And start to feel that connection of the palms pressing down, the arms connecting to the back, and also the pubic bone reaching into the mat as well. Your legs are stretched long behind you. You pick. Legs are either open or zipped up. Open is going to give your low back a little bit more room. Now, feel the shoulder blades draw down and away from the ears. Arms stay straight. Lift your chest up, bringing your ribs with you, reaching your heart forward, and then lengthen as you come all the way down. Again, you press down into those palms, rise up, tailbone lengthens even more, and then lengthen back down. I'm hoping this feels pretty good after all that stomach work. Again, rise up, and then back down. Can you keep the toes into the floor as you do this? Back down. Last one here. You rise up, find your extension. Row your right elbow out to the side and back in. Left elbow out to the side and back in. You're trying to keep that one elbow high. Think of this as your shave, your pec lat stretch. For 3 and 2 and 1. Now can you do both arms bent? Both elbows bent. Now if you're like, ooh, not today, just keep alternating, right? We got 3 and 2. It's also like a wide row. Last one here. Arms go straight and just lengthen all the way down. All right, let go of your handles and just sit the hips back and just round into your spine a little bit. Okay, so now you're gonna come Z sit position with your left shin facing your door anchor or your anchor there. I'm about a straight arm's distance away from my hanging straps. The further away does require more mobility, but again, right, adjust if you need. So my left arm is gonna stay straight. Right hand goes into the mat kind of behind my hips. Press down into both hands. You're gonna sweep the arm up and around as the hips lift up, and then look down at that right hand, and then sweep the arm around and down. Once you're here, right arm comes up and over for that counter stretch. Open up your chest here, and then hand comes down. Left arm sweeps around and up and back. And then up and over. Last one here, make it feel good. Bend into that bottom elbow if you need more of a stretch. And then back around. Last counter stretch on this side. Lift those ribs off that bottom hip. and then back up. All right. Turn yourself around. Right hand in, left hand down and back. Drive those hips up and away. Look down at that bottom hand if you can. And then back around. I'm really hoping that you're getting a thigh stretch, mainly on that inside leg. That's where I'm feeling it the most. But also a stretch in my lats and my side body and my ribs. Last one here. I also feel super graceful when I do this one. Last counter stretch. And you are done.